प्राची, आपका डाउट मैं बाद में क्लैरिफाई करूंगा. प्राची and Nilima, I will try to clarify your doubts regarding the first unit. I will try to clarify those doubts later. So coming to your raw materials of photosynthesis, here we actually need four raw materials. How many raw materials means how many raw materials are required for the performance of photosynthesis data? We require four raw materials. The first raw material, what can be the first raw material? Photosynthesis बनाने के लिए photosynthesis చేయాలి అంటే what can be the first raw material? What should be the first raw material required for the photosynthesis? Very good, Pujita. Inka, what are the other raw materials? Up to where I know, up to my way, four raw materials are required. Up to my way, four raw materials are required. One, very good, very good, Prachi. Very good, Muskan. Very good, पूरे चार के चार एक ही बार बोल दो. It would be better if you say the each and every raw material, not sugar. Sugar is a byproduct of photosynthesis. I'm asking the molecules which are, so this is the B and this is the A. These are the substances and these are the products. These are the products. Substances mixed together to form the products. I'm asking these areas. What are these raw materials? ఈ raw materials ఏమేమి యూజ్ అయితే అని అడుగుతున్నాను. I'm not asking about the uh, products here. The first raw material up to where I know, the first raw material is the respective carbon dioxide. Is the respective carbon dioxide. The first raw material is the respective carbon dioxide. Very good. Everyone okay, ma? Very good, ma. Everyone very good. Up to where I know, there are four raw materials are there. We'll see. We'll see. First one is a carbon dioxide, and you definitely know whatever the plants are there, they take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere very easily. They take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere very easily. Atmosphere say carbon dioxide. So whatever the plants are there, they will take the carbon dioxide. It is freely available in the atmosphere. How much percentage? Like 1 or 2% is present in the atmosphere. Oxygen का concentration ज़्यादा है and उससे भी ज़्यादा concentration किसका है? Nitrogen का concentration is very high in the atmosphere. So carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere. So the plants can take the atmosphere. Sorry, plants can take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere very easily. And how they will take means we already know how they will take with the help of a part of a leaf called as stomata. This one you already know. And at the same time, if it is a hydrophyte, if it is a hydrophyte means aquatic plants. Hydrophyte rahato. In that case, the plants will take from the form of bicarbonate. But this can be asked again. Bicarbonate के उसमें से लेने के chances रहते हैं. If it is a aerial plants, if the plants are aerial in nature, they will take the carbon. See, let me tell you the mistake that I did here is that the mistake that I did here is that it's not actually carbon dioxide. What we actually require is a carbon, mostly to say carbon is required. So plants will take carbon in the form of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere very easily, and hydrophytes, whatever they are, they will take the carbon in the form of bicarbonate. That you have to remember. Carbon dioxide, yeah, carbon. Plants will take the carbon from the atmosphere, and hydrophytes, what are the aquatic plants are there, they will try to take the. See, if the hydrophytes, if the leaves are present aerially, this is the surface. This is the water area. This is the water area. If the leaves are coming surface, these leaves will take the carbon dioxide directly. If the leaves are not, first year में रहता देखो, first year में you are having certain topics such as the submerged plants. Last unit में submerged plants, suspended plants, etc. You'll get in your first year. This is the aerial plants. This part of the leaf coming upside. So if the leaves are coming upside, hydrophytes, aquatic plants, so leaves and phytic acid, they will take the carbon dioxide. Or else, if the leaves are not coming upside, this is the water. This is the water. If the leaves are not coming, then what they will do is they will try to take in the form of the bicarbonate. Why bicarbonate? Because water, most of the water is mostly filled up with the bicarbonate. जो भी पानी रहता है ना उसमें one of the salt is a bicarbonate. It is totally filled with the bicarbonate. Or else if the carbon dioxide, if it is present, it will be present in the form of dissolved nature. अगर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड लेने का है तो अगर it will be in the form of dissolved nature. So the plants can take the carbon dioxide which is in the dissolved nature, or else they can take the carbon in the form of the bicarbonate. Just try to remember. Hydrophytes रहे तो bicarbonate में लेने के chances रहते हैं. If they are terrestrial plants or the mesophyte plants, they will take the carbon in the form of the carbon dioxide. That is your first raw material. One of the important raw material, that is the first raw material. And coming to your second raw material, coming to your second raw material, coming to your second raw material, that is your oxygen. Sorry, not oxygen. That is your water. Someone said oxygen, I think. Someone said oxygen. Kasuri, oxygen, you said. It's not actually oxygen. The raw material, the second raw material is a water, and you directly know how the water will come. Water, तो अपने को directly अपन, it might be either through in the form of rain, or either you can just irrigation. You might come across the irrigation groundwater का पानी लेके. You will try to give to what? You will try to give to the roots, and the roots will try to take the water, and water will be having specific role in the photosynthesis. So that is one of the basic raw material that is required for the photosynthesis. And how water became a basic raw material, we'll see it later. I mean, what we are seeing now is that how the plant is obtaining all these things. Plants किस तरीके से ये चीजों को obtain कर रहे, that is what we are seeing now. Plants, how they are obtaining these things, that is we are seeing now. We are not seeing how they will be involved in the photosynthesis. We'll be seeing how they are involved in the photosynthesis later. वो बाद में देख लेंगे photosynthesis में किस तरीके से involve हो रहे, etc etc. We'll try to see it later. First raw material is a carbon dioxide. Atmosphere में carbon dioxide ज़्यादा है, so plants can obtain the carbon dioxide very easily. If the plant is a hydrophyte, they will try to obtain in the form of the bicarbonate. Second raw material is the water. Water can be obtained from the rain, or it can be obtained from the irrigation, that is a groundwater. ఇక్కడ నుంచి అయినా తీసుకొని వాటర్ తీసుకొని, and where they will be, we will be directly pouring to the roots, and the roots will take the water, etc etc. That the roots has a capacity to absorb water from the soil also. So that is your second raw material. And how water is playing an important role, we will see it later. How water is playing an important role in the photosynthesis, we will see it in the later one. We will see it in the later. That is your second raw material. And coming to your third raw material, what can be your third raw material? What should be the third raw material? What should be the third raw material, and what can be the fourth raw material? What can be the third raw material, and what can be the fourth raw material? Prachi, very good. Pujita, very good. Pujita, very good, ma. Okay. The third raw material I can take as a sunlight, ma. I can take the sunlight. Third raw material I can take the sunlight. And the fourth raw material I can take where the photosynthesis is happening. Where the photosynthesis is happening, that is a chloroplasma. Where the photosynthesis is happening, that is a chloroplast. That is also the chloroplast will also become one of the raw material, because if the chloroplast is not there, photosynthesis cannot take place. Chloroplast లేకపోతే photosynthesis జరగదు. So the other raw material that I can take is a chloroplast also. So these are the four raw materials, These are the four raw materials. The first one is called as carbon dioxide, second one is a water molecule, third is a sunlight, and fourth is the chloroplast. We will see the sunlight. Coming to the sunlight, when you see sunlight, when you see a sunlight, physics में या chemistry में, you might have come across this term, electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic radiation term you might have come across in your physics or chemistry. Electromagnetic radiation में you will be having the different type of wavelengths. You will be having the different type of wavelengths, such as the cosmic होने के बाद gamma, and after gamma you will be getting X-rays. After X-rays you will be getting what, ma? You'll be getting UV, I think, and after UV you'll be getting a visible spectrum. You'll be getting visible spectrum. After visible spectrum you will be getting IR. After IR you'll be getting microwaves. Microwaves. After microwaves you'll be getting the radio waves, ma. Radio waves. I think the pattern might be correct or not correct, but that is not necessary. In your physics or chemistry, you might have come across all these things. Electromagnetic radiation and a topic culture untadi. When you see the spectrum, electromagnetic radiation, the first one will come across cosmic waves. Cosmic waves are very dangerous. They are present in the space mostly. And second one is the gamma waves. Gamma waves are really deadly dangerous, and the X-rays also really deadly dangerous. Two types of X-rays are there. Might have studied in your where you have studied in your physics, ionized and non-ionized X-rays, which chemistry may be I don't know whether you might have studied or not. Ultraviolet rays, where the ultraviolet rays will come. Ultraviolet rays you might have known from the sun. Sun emits the gamma rays, they emit the X-rays, they emit the cosmic also. But these things doesn't reach on the Earth, ma. Sun, stars emit cosmic, they emit gamma rays, they emit X-rays, they emit ultraviolet rays, they emit visible, IR, micro, radio. Sun emits all these waves, but cosmic, gamma, and X-ray they doesn't reach the Earth, ma'am. They doesn't reach the Earth. Visible spectrum. तो आपको मालूम है the light that we are seeing right now, the screen that you are seeing right now is white in color, is because of the visible spectrum, etc., etc. UV तो आपको मालूम है, mostly when you go outside, you might have studied in the 9th and 10th class, if you're standing outside for a prolonged period under the sunlight, तो आपका स्किन कैंसर आने के चांसेस रहते हैं. दैट इज अ यूवी थिंग, दैट इज अल्ट्रावायलेट. सो विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रम तो आपको मालूम है, दैट इज अ विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रम. एंड द नेक्स्ट वन इज अ इंफ्रारेड. इंफ्रारेड इज नॉट दैट मच डेंजरस. इंफ्रारेड इज यूज्ड इन रिमोट्स. रिमोट में से आप लोग बटन दबाते ना, चैनल चेंज होता देखो, दैट इज एक्चुअली बिकॉज ऑफ द इंफ्रारेड ओनली. एंड माइक्रोवेव्स, यू माइट नो द माइक्रोवेव्स. अगर आपके घर में माइक्रोवेव रहा तो there you people might be using the microwaves inside them. And the last one is the radio waves. Last one is the radio waves, which is we use in our आपका फोन में सिग्नल आने के लिए, आपका टीवी में सिग्नल आने के लिए, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा, आपका रेडियो काम करने के लिए, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. द रेडियो वेव्स आर यूज्ड. नो microwaves used in your respective microwave ovens, and IR is used in your respective television remotes, etc. So visible spectrum is the so you may ask me, sir, why you have brought all these things? Because the sunlight contains all this spectrum. The sunlight contains all these things. The sunlight contains all these things. So among all these things, why I have brought all these things? My question here is that among all these things, which wavelength, which part of the light is important for the photosynthesis? इतने सारे wavelengths में, among all this wavelength of electromagnetic radiation, which is more suitable for the photosynthesis, or which is very good for the photosynthesis? Which is very good for the photosynthesis? Which is very good for the photosynthesis? Very good, Pujita. Very good, Pujita. Muskan was not that वो तो नहीं होता. Sunlight में से इतने सारे wavelengths आते, इतने सारे waves आते from the sunlight, and among them, which of the spectrum or the which of the wavelength is very good for the photosynthesis? Good for photosynthesis. I think in the yesterday's class only you might have know the answer. In the yesterday's class only I have said the answer also. The yesterday's class only I have said the answer. The answer is very simple. There is a visible spectrum. That is a visible spectrum. ఏదైతే ఉందో, that visible spectrum is highly important for your photosynthesis. The cosmic rays doesn't play an important role in the this one. Gamma rays doesn't play. See, these are the dangerous. These all are these top tier are the dangerous. If you are present under those rays, you people will die. UV is also dangerous to the plants and even on the animals, but in a minute way. But so which are very good means that is a visible spectrum. Visible spectrum is a good one. And visible spectrum, you already know what is a visible spectrum. Shortcut, it is called as what? Shortcut, what they are called. What is the term that is associated with the visible spectrum? Pujita, what was the term that is associated with the visible spectrum? Visible spectrum, totally. See, this is again you might have studied in your 9th and 10th class. You don't need to go your intermediate, first year, etc., etc. That is the term that is associated with the visible spectrum is the VIBGYOR. The term that is associated with the visible spectrum is the VIBGYOR. And IR is not necessary. IR doesn't play an important role. Microwaves doesn't play an important role. Radio waves doesn't play an important role. UV waves also doesn't play an important role. Which is playing an important role in the photosynthesis means visible spectrum, and that to the VIBGYOR. That to the VIBGYOR. So this VIBGYOR is having certain wavelength. This thing can be asked in your exam. Everyone listen me carefully. That is 390 nanometer to 760 nanometer wavelength. That is a wavelength radius of the VIBGYOR or the visible spectrum. How much it ranges means that is 390 से लेके 760 nanometer तक it ranges from the whatever the VIBGYOR or the visible spectrum wavelength है ना, अगर इसे 390 के ऊपर गए तो who will come? If the 390 के ऊपर गए तो who will come? You will get the ultraviolet. You will get the ultraviolet. 760 k इस side गए तो who will come? You will get the infrared. You will get the infrared. I thought that you might have studied in your physics. This is your physics topic. This is not my botany topic. This is your physics topic. 390 కంటే పైన వెళ్ళిననుకోండి, if you're going 390 above 90 nanometer above, then what type of wavelength you will see experience means that is a ultraviolet wavelength. अगर 760 के पीछे गए तो what type of wavelength you will experience means that is a infrared wavelength. So 390 to 760 nanometer, what are the wavelength is there? That is wavelength is associated with the VIBGYOR or the visible spectrum. It is associated with the VIBGYOR or the visible spectrum. And again, see, this 390 to 760 is not that much useful for photosynthesis. There is a certain region is there. That region is from the 400 to 700. 400 to 700. This region is called as a PAR region. That region is called as a PAR region. That region is called as the PAR region. 390 to 760 nanometer wavelength is the wavelength of our visible spectrum. This thing can ask in your physics also. Physics में आपके questions भी पूछने के आते. Might be asked in your physics भी आने के पूछे तो पूछ अगर I don't know whether this topic is given in your first year or second year. Electromagnetic radiation. How many waves are means this you have to remember all these things will be useful for your physics also. Cosmic, gamma, x-rays, UV, visible, IR, micro and radio. Among them which are very highly important for the photosynthesis means there is a visible spectrum. So visible spectrum का range कितने से कहाँ तक है बोले तो visible spectrum యొక్క wavelength ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడ దాకా ఉందంటే that is a 390 nanometer to 760 nanometer is the visible spectrum wavelength. Among them which is highly important. I mean, from where to where, highly important means there is a 400 to 700. You have to remember this part. That is a 400 to 700 nanometer ఏదైతే ఉందో 400 to 700 nanometer ఏదైతే ఉందో that is highly important, and that region is called as a PAR region. PAR region shortcutly, I mean, if the abbreviation see, photosynthetically, photosynthetically photosynthetically active region. That region is called as PAR region. That is a photosynthetically active region. If a person comes, if by myself only comes, and if I ask you, Babu, PAR ki range enta అని అడిగితే, you directly have to say it is 400 to 700 more. If I come and ask you tomorrow, or else if any person comes and asks you what is the range of PAR, that is you have to directly say that is 400 to 700. That is you have to say what and what. You have to say the 400 to 700. And that is your PAR. That is a photosynthetically active region. I mean, visible spectrum ranges from 390 to 760. We don't take the 390 to 400, and we don't take the 700 to 760. Among them, which is highly active means there is a 400 to 700. That region is highly active, and we call that region as what? A PAR region. So that is called as a photosynthetically active region. That is called as photosynthesis. And in the just go and see your remember yesterday's class. Just remember your yesterday's class. I think in the yesterday's class, this 400 to 700, as I'm saying now, this 400 to 700 this is for the VIBGYOR. This is for the VIBGYOR. And in the yesterday's class, I mentioned you among all these colors, which color the rate of photosynthesis will be very high. 400 to 700 nanometer ఏదైతే ఉందో, it ranges from the 400 to 700. In the yesterday's class, I mentioned you that, I mean, photosynthesis will take place all the colors, but there are certain colors where the rate of photosynthesis will be very, very higher. Where the rate of photosynthesis will be very, very higher. Very good, ma, very good, ma, very good, ma, everyone. That is a blue and a red. Blue and red. These two colors plays an important role, and these two colors will be under these two colors. The rate of photosynthesis will be very, very higher. Will be very higher. That is your yesterday's class topic. Will be very higher. And which color the rate of photosynthesis will be very low? That is a green color. The green color, the rate of photosynthesis will be very 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 lower, no, will be very very lower. So if you are when present face to face, I might have explained this green color etc. explain karta tha. I mean I have to get into your physics topic, I have to get into your physics. Physics में enter होके मैं आपको explain करता था. I'm not face to face, that's why I'm not going to enter into the this particular topic. I mean, you may ask me, sir, at the white green color, the rate of photos is very lower. Certain explanation is also there, but I have to enter into the physics. I have to explain the physics. Or else, if your physics sir might have explained in your first year or second year, then you might able be able to understand data. But आपको बोले कि नहीं बोले कि मुझे तो नहीं मालूम. So I have to enter into the physics that I'm not going to do now. I will, if time permits, I will try to explain this thing later. Or if your physics sir, just go and ask your physics sir. So why green is green color? Why orange is orange in color? Why etc. etc. Just try to go and ask your physics sir. Then come later back to me and ask me, sir, why is this etc. etc. Then I will try to explain you. So समझ में आ रहा ना? The third raw material is called as the PAR that ranges from 400 to 700 nanometer. That comes from the Vibgioara. That is a Vibgioara total. Among all this, photosynthesis will take place, but among them, high means that is a blue and the red. What are those areas are there? There, the rate of photosynthesis will be very very higher. No? Rate of photosynthesis will be very very higher, and where the rate of photosynthesis will be very lower means that is a green color. You have to remember all these things. You have to remember that is that's it. No, 400 to 700. I can see some examples in some questions. He might use this one also. There is a 4,000 angstroms to 7,000 angstroms. If the nanometers are converted into angstroms, this might be the value. No? Same value 400 को उसको एक एक zero add कर दे, that become the 4,000 angstroms to the 7,000 angstroms. If the nanometer value is converted into angstroms value, same value, you will be getting, you have to add one extra zero, that is a 4,000 angstroms to the 7,000 angstroms is called as a PAR region. You have to remember that way. Photosynthetically active region. The name itself is trying to tell you it is a photosynthetically active region. So three raw materials completed: carbon dioxide completed, water completed, sunlight completed. The last one is a chloroplasma. The last one is a chloroplasma. The last one is a chloroplasma. We'll complete this class today. Mostly complete చేయాల్సిందే. The fourth raw material is your chloroplast. The fourth raw material is your chloroplasma. Fourth raw material is your chloroplast. So for this, I might have to draw the diagram, and you also know diagram कैसा रहता है कि आपको भी मालूम है that you might have studied in your intermediate first year. The cell unit में आप लोग mitochondria chloroplast का diagram भी draw करे होंगे. So you people don't no need to draw any diagram right now. Just try to see here. And how many layers will be there, ma? So diagram will be little bit problematic. I'm just drawing the rough diagram. Just drawing the rough diagram. Just drawing the rough diagram. I'm going to see going very fastly regarding this diagram because in your first year you already studied this diagram. In your first year you already studied this diagram. So there is no need of going very deeply regarding this diagram. There is no need of going very deeply regarding this diagram. So that is a rough diagram. I can directly bring the image of a particular chloroplast. I can explain you that like that also. But for the sake of convenience, I have drawn the diagram by myself only. This is a rough diagram of a chloroplast. You already know how many membranes are there. Means two membranes are there. One membrane is called as the outer membrane, and the other membrane is called as the inner membrane. That you probably know. And the cytoplasm or the gel-like structure which is present inside the chloroplast is called as what? It is called as the stroma. It is called as a stroma. If it is a mitochondria, it will be called as matrix. So here also you can call it as a stroma. Here also you can call it as a matrix. जो भी gel like appearance, what are the gel like appearance is there now? What are the gel like appearance which is present? What are the gel like appearance which is present this entire thing? Gel like appearance जो भी है ना, what are the gel like appearance? The blue color thing that I'm drawing now, the gel like appearance, whatever the thing is there, the thing is nothing but the stroma. The thing is nothing but the stroma, or it can also be called as matrix. In that stroma or matrix only, you will be having majority of the enzymes which is responsible for your photosynthesis. That stroma or matrix will contain what and what might will contain enzymes, heavy amount of enzymes which are required for your respective photosynthesis. And second thing, they will also contain what type of ribosomes they are, 70 or 80s. कौन से type of ribosomes रहते हैं in your respective chloroplasta? What type of ribosomes are present? 70 or 80s ribosomes. 70s ribosomes are 80s ribosomes are. Is my voice is audible, ma? Yes, my voice is audible. My type of ribosomes ఉంటాయి అమ్మా. You people are really listening to me. I have to just check the chart option. మీరు ఉన్నారా లేకపోతే my voice is audible? If my voice is audible, then tell me the answers, ma. Everyone just tell me the answers. I'm asking in the ribosomes, ma. In the ribosomes, what type of ribosomes they will be containing? What type of ribosomes they will be containing? Ma? The answer is, మీరు చెప్పారు నాకు time లేదు కానీ the answer is a 70S ribosomes. The answer is a 70S ribosomes. Inside the stroma or matrix, what type of ribosomes you are having means 70S ribosomes. And at the same time, that red color, the middle part, that is your naked DNA. That is your naked DNA. That is your naked DNA, which doesn't contain any, which doesn't contain any nuclear envelope, which doesn't contain any nuclear envelope, which doesn't contain any nuclear envelope. It is a naked DNA which doesn't contain any nuclear envelope, which doesn't contain any nuclear envelope. And I think the stroma also, in the stroma, you will be having one of the most important part, that is thylakoids. That is thylakoids. Uh, Generally, these thylakoids, whatever these thylakoids are, they are actually membranes only. They are only membranes, and they are generally called as Fred membranes. They are generally called as Fred membranes. They are also made up of the same thing. That is, they are also made up of the same thing. That is protein and lipid. Just like the membranes, just like your plasma membrane ఉంటుంది కదా మీ plasma membrane, what are the plasma membrane, or what are this outer membrane, what are this inner membrane that you people are seeing now, what they are made up of is the same material these thylakoid membranes are also made up of now. These thylakoid membranes are also made up of the same material where the plasma membrane is made up of. That is, they are made up of the proteins and lipids, but in different concentration. So these thylakoid membranes or the Fred membranes that we are talking now is of two types. Thylakoid membranes or the Fred membranes that we are talking is of two types. One is called as stroma thylakoid. One is called as stroma thylakoid, and the other one is called as granum thylakoid. Another one is called as granum thylakoid. One is called as stroma thylakoid and the other one is called as granum thylakoid. So what is the difference between these two? Stroma and granum thylakoid, just quickly tell me what is the difference between these two. The stroma or the matrix, what are the gel-like substance is there now? It contains inside them, it contains enzymes, it contains ribosomes. What type of ribosomes means 70S type of ribosomes, and it also contains naked DNA which doesn't contain any nuclear envelope. And most importantly, what we need to see means that is the thylakoid membranes. These thylakoid membranes are made up of the same material where your nuclear membrane, plasma membrane, whatever the membrane you ever come across, those membranes are also made of the same material, that is a proteins and lipids. See, these things can be asked in a NEET. Mari inta deep ga vaasana avasram endante these things can be asked in a NEET. What the thylakoid membranes are made up of? They are made up of the proteins and lipids. So these thylakoid membranes are of two types. One is called as stroma thylakoid and the other one is called as granum thylakoid. We studied recording the stroma and granum thylakoid in your 9th and 10th and intermediate question. So what, tell me, what is the difference between the stroma and the granum thylakoid? Anyone tell me what is the difference between the stroma and granum thylakoid? My voice is audible. Look at the pakka rakesa class to na class into nine. Tell me anyone what is the difference between the stroma and granum thylakoid? Stroma and granum thylakoid. Ma Pujita, what happened to you? Ma? What is the difference between the stroma and a granum thylakoid? Just see your diagram. Just see your diagram. Just see your diagram. You can tell me like that also. Diagram choose you mere pachu. Okay, everyone stop here and try to reconnect again now. Everyone stop here and try to reconnect. Everyone stop here and try to reconnect. Stopping the class here and try to reconnect.